Hello students, myself Ullas Shah from the HB Kapadia group of schools welcome you in Pasthavanu Panchamrut, a program which is organized by the HB Kapadia group of schools and GSTV. In previous episode, we have discussed paper style of statistics subject, blueprint and mark weightage of the chapters. Now today, I am going to discuss the theory portion and very important questions and formula of the chapters. Now let's begin with the chapters. Chapter 1, Index number. First we have to understand the meaning of index number. The percentage change in the value of a variable associated with any item for the given period compared to its value in base period is called as an index number. So here it is a meaning that we have to compare the price and the value of two different years for any of the item. Along with this meaning of index number, you should learn characteristics and uses of index number. Now next, here as we have discussed, we have to compare a price of different 2 years. Out of that 2 years, 1 year is a current year and second one is a base year. So first we have to decide the base year. So here there are two methods of selecting base year. Number one, fixed base method, and second one, chain base method. In the first method, fixed base method, 1 year is a fix to compare the prices of all other years. Whereas in second method, chain base method, we have to compare the price of current year with the previous year. Third, cost of living index number. Here is the meaning, the index number related with cost of living of the people is called as a cost of living index number. There are different types of index number, export index number, import index number. Same way here is the cost of living index number, which measure the standard living of the people. Here in this cost of living index number, we have to use two different methods. One, total expenditure method, and second one, family budget method. Now come to the formulas of this chapter. First, a general formula of index number. Index number is described as a I. So I is equal to P1 upon P0 into 100, where P1 is equal to price of current year, P0 is equal to price of base year multiplied with 100. Second, Laspet's index number. Three formulas are given by statistician, Laspet, Passe and Fisher. So first understand the formula of Laspet index number. Laspet index number is described as IL. The formula to find IL, sigma P1 Q0 upon sigma P0 Q0 into 100. The price of current year is multiplied with the quantity of base year. And here the price of base year is multiplied with the quantity of base year. Now next, Passe's index number. Passe's index number is described as a IP. The formula to find IP, it's a sigma P1 Q1 upon sigma P0 Q1 into 100. Here to find this sigma P1 Q1, price of current year is multiplied with quantity of current year. And to find P0 Q1, the price of base year is multiplied with quantity of current year. The next, third, Fisher's index number. Fisher index number is described as a IF. The formula to find IF is equal to under root IL into IP. Whenever you ask to find the value of IF, first you should find out IL, then IP, and then you can find out IF. Now next, total expenditure method. This method is used to find cost of living index of the people. So the formula under this method, I is equal to sigma P1 Q0 upon sigma P0 Q0 into 100. In this formula, we have to use the quantity of base year. But sometime in an example, we have given the quantity of current year. So accordingly, we have to make a change here. So whenever we have given base year quantity, we have to use this formula. This formula is equal to a formula of IL. And whenever we have given quantity of current year, we have to use the formula of IP. So in this total expenditure method, we have to apply a formula either IL or IP. Next, family budget method. This method is also useful to find out cost of living index number. The formula is I is equal to sigma IW upon sigma W. Here first we have to find I, means P1 upon P0 into 100. Then after we have to find the value of W. W means importance, that when we can be find out by P0 Q0, and after that we have to apply a whole formula that will give us cost of living index number. Now come to the next one, chapter number 2, linear correlation. First understand the meaning of correlation. If there are simultaneous changes in the value of two variables due to direct or indirect cause effect, it is called as a correlation. Here correlation means a changes between two variables. Yes, there is a slight difference between linear correlation and correlation. So now understand the meaning of linear correlation. If the changes in the value of two correlated variables have nearly constant proportion, then it is called as a linear correlation. So in this meaning, you have to remember a specific word, nearly constant proportion. If the changes are in constant proportion, then we can say it as a linear correlation. Next, there are two types of correlation, one positive and second one negative correlation. To measure the correlation, we have to find correlation coefficient. The numerical measure of strength of linear correlation between two variables is called as a linear correlation coefficient. It is denoted by R. To find out, there are three methods to calculate correlation coefficient. Number 1, scatter diagram method. Number 2, Karl-Pearson product moment method. And number 3, Spearman's rank correlation method. Now it's a time to break. So we will discuss the remaining portion after break. Stay tuned and keep watching Pasthavanu Panchamrut. Welcome back students in Pasthavanu Panchamrut. Before break, we discussed the methods of correlation coefficient. Now understand the formulas to find out correlation coefficient. Number 1, when mean of given observation x and y are respectively integers, means in an observation, if we have given the exact value of x bar and y bar, then we have to apply a formula. R is equal to sigma x minus x bar, y minus y bar, whole upon under root sigma x minus x bar whole square into under root sigma y minus y bar square. Here x bar means mean of x and y bar means mean of y. Now second, when observation of x and y are very small, so we have to apply this formula. R is equal to n sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y whole upon under root n sigma x square minus sigma x whole square into under root n sigma y square minus sigma y whole square. Next, when the value of x bar and y bar are in decimal or in fraction, then we have to apply a formula. R is equal to n sigma uv minus sigma u into sigma v whole upon under root n sigma u square minus sigma u whole square into under root n sigma v square minus sigma v whole square. These three formulas are of Karl-Pearson's product moment method. And now the third one, Spearman's rank correlation method, where we have to use a formula R is equal to 1 minus 6 sigma d square upon n square minus 1. Now, when the observations are repeated, then we have to use this formula. R is equal to 1 minus 6 sigma d square plus Cf upon n square minus 1. Now, we can find out Cf is equal to sigma m cube minus m upon 12. Now come to the next chapter. Chapter number 3, linear regression. Before going through the meaning of linear regression, first we should decide independent and dependent variable. Take the example sales and profit. Here we have given two variables, one sales and one profit. Here this profit depends on the sales. So the profit is a dependent variable where sales is an independent variable. So in a sum, we have to take sales as a x and profit as a y variable. Take another example, rainfall and production of crop. Here this production of crop depends on rainfall. So production crop is a dependent variable which is taken as a y and rainfall is taken as a x variable. Now come to the meaning of regression. Regression is the relationship between two variables determined by an appropriate mathematical function. This mathematical function is also called as a regression model. So now see here the meaning of linear regression model. If the dependent variable y is represented as a linear function of a independent variable of x, then that equation is called the line of regression model, which is represented as follow. Y is equal to alpha plus beta x plus u. This is called as a linear regression model. Here the value of y is a dependent variable, x is an independent variable, alpha beta are constant values, u is a value of error variable. If the value of r is a plus or minus 1, it means there is a perfect correlation between two variables. At that time the value of u becomes 0. So now the regression model is y is equal to alpha plus beta x. So remember this thing, when the value of r plus minus 1, the regression model is y is equal to alpha plus beta x. Next, methods to fit a regression line. There are two methods to fit a regression line. Number one, scatter diagram method, and the second one, least square method. So now we can come to the formulas of least square method. In a least square method, we have to find a regression line of x and y. So to find a regression line, we have to apply 3 steps. So come to first step number 1, in which we have to find coefficient of regression. Coefficient of regression is described as a byx, or in brief you can say b. So the formula to find b or byx is equal to sigma x minus x bar into y minus y bar upon sigma x minus x bar whole square. This formula is applied where the value of x bar and y bar are integers. Next, but when observations of x and y are very small, then we have to apply this formula as we have discussed in second chapter. So the formula of byx, n sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y upon sigma x square minus sigma x whole square. Now the next, when the x bar and y bar in decimal or in function, it is better to use the formula of uv. So the formula is n sigma uv minus sigma u into sigma v upon n sigma u square minus sigma u whole square. Next, when in a sum, covariance, means and standard deviation or variance are given, then we have to apply the formula to find out b by x is covariance xy upon s square x. Next, if the coefficient of correlation, it means R, means x bar and y bar, standard deviation or variance are given, then we have to apply a formula b by x is equal to R into sy upon xx. So out of this formula, to find out b by x, we have to apply any of the formula. Now step number 2. In step number 2, we have to find the value of a. The formula to find a is equal to y bar minus bx bar. In step number 3, we have to find the estimated value of y, its y cap is equal to a plus bx. If the value of x variable is given, you have to put it here. That will give you the estimated value of y. Next, formula to find coefficient of determination. R square is equal to R square. This formula is used to decide the reliability of coefficient of correlation. Last but not least, the error, the formula y minus y cap, where y is equal to given value of y and y cap is equal to estimated value of y. Now here it's a time for break. We will meet after a short break. Stay tuned and keep watching Pasthavanu. Welcome back students in Pasthavanu Panchamrut. Now come to the next chapter of part 1, time series. First, understand the meaning of time series. The statistical data collected at specific interval of time and arranged in a chronological order is called as a time series. Here you have to remember one important thing, it's a additive model of a time series. Yt is equal to Tt plus St plus Ct plus Rt, where Tt is equal to trend or a long-term fluctuation, St is equal to seasonal fluctuation, Ct is equal to cyclical fluctuation, and Rt is equal to irregular or random fluctuation. These 4 fluctuations are called as components of time series. Next, methods of determining trend. There are 3 methods to find out the trend of time series. Number 1, graphical method. Second one, least square method. And third one, moving average method. So now come to the formula to find out equation or linear trend under least square method. Here again we have to follow 3 steps. Step 1, first we have to find the value of b, where b is equal to n sigma ty minus sigma t into sigma y whole upon n sigma t square minus sigma t whole square. In the second step, we have to find the value of a is equal to y bar minus bt bar. You can find out the value of t bar by sigma t upon n, and you can find out the value of y bar by sigma y upon n. Step number 3, where you have to find out yt cap. Yt cap is equal to a plus bt. This equation is called as a linear trend or a trend line. Whenever we have given time value, you have to put as a t, so you will get the estimated value of yt. Now come to the second part of statistics subject, chapter 1, probability. Before understanding the meaning of probability, first we should understand random experiment. So here is the meaning, the experiment which can be independently repeated under identical condition and all its possible outcomes are known, but it cannot be predicted with certainty, is called as a random experiment. Tossing of coin, throwing of dice are the example of random experiment. Now second, sample space. The set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is called as a sample space. This sample space is denoted by U. There are 2 types of sample space. One, finite sample space, and second one, infinite sample space. A sample space in which there are countable possible outcomes is called as a finite sample space, and a sample space in which uncountable outcomes is called as a infinite sample space. Next, event. Any subset of the sample space U of a random experiment is called as an event. So event is a one subset of U. It is described as a or B or C. Here you should learn different types of events of a probability, such as union of events, intersection of events, complementary events, difference events, impossible events, and certain events. Next, now we are going to discuss the formula of probabilities. Number 1, the general formula to find probability, it's a probability of A, where A is the event. So probability of A is described as a P of A. The formula M upon N, where M is equal to number of favorable outcomes of occurring of event A, and N means total number of outcomes. Second, the formula of union of events. It is described as P of A union B. The formula is P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersect B. This formula is used to find out union of two events. Now if there are three events, then we can find out the union by applying this formula. So P of A union B union C is equal to P of A plus P of B plus P of C minus P of A intersect B minus P of A intersect C minus B intersect C plus P of A intersect B intersect C. Next, these two are the formulas of conditional events. First, when there is a condition, then we have to use the formula P of B occur A. The formula is P of A intersect B upon P of A. Remember one thing, here P of A is a condition. Second, where there is a condition of event B, then we have to use a formula P of A occur B. The formula is P of A intersect B upon P of B. Now there are some other formulas of probability which are useful in a short sums. P of A dash union B dash is equal to P of A intersect B whole dash is equal to 1 minus P of A intersect B. Second, P of A dash intersect B dash is equal to P of A union B whole dash is equal to 1 minus P of A union B. Now the next, second chapter of this part, random variable and a discrete probability distribution. First, understand the meaning of random variable. A function associated with a real number. Each outcome of U is called as a random variable. It is denoted by X. There are two random variables. One, discrete random variable, and second one, continuous random variable. So it's all about today. So we will discuss the remaining portion in the next episode of Paas Thawanu Panchamrut. Stay tuned, keep watching Paas Thawanu Panchamrut.